And this video is just going to be a free thought on Black fathers and the baby daddy. As a Black male in the United States of America, I can't stress how important it is for Black fathers to have an influence and honest guidance in a young Black man's life. A lot of times when you're a young man, you get so caught up in like the aesthetics of a woman, how they look, how they make you feel. Is her booty big, and that she got big tits, all these really kind of like superficial qualities about a female. And you're not really educated in the way that you need to be as a young man about the brevity and the weight of taking on the responsibility when you take on that role of having a woman in your life or a female in your life. And when you're young, the first half of your life, in your 20s, like your teens, your 20s, you don't really think about when you're having that senseless, just massive amounts of sex with these girls. The fellas are going to make sure they let you know that it's about the sex. It's about the sex. It's about getting in them draws. And when you're young, you don't really think about how important it is for you to have knowledge and an understanding of the importance of you and that woman or that young lady being aligned mentally, sharing the same value system. And even when you're young, your values change. There's things that may be important to you that you may inherit from your family on both sides, male and female, that you might end up losing or discarding as you get older. Things that were important to you at 18, 19 lose their importance when you get in your 20s. And as a young man, we get so focused on like a female's looks and her sex appeal. We don't think about the consequences and what can come with you get that girl pregnant and now you have a child. If you two aren't aligned, and if that woman or that young lady isn't ready to take on the role of a co-parent, because co-parenting requires the male and the female to have a spirit of collaboration. There's going to take sacrifice, moments where she may not get what she wants in regards to that child 100%. The father may not get what he wants 100%. So when you're dealing with a woman and she's young and you're having sex with her and sleeping with her, a lot of times as young men, you don't think about like, is this girl even carrying the spirit of like collaboration, teamwork? If things really hit the fan, we had a kid, is she going to be able to sacrifice her own needs for the sake of this child? Is she going to think about me because one thing about a kid that I didn't know when I was younger is it really activates in you this sense of like ego even more, and not really competition, but it really highlights the nature and the core of a man and a woman or a male and a female when they have kids, because for the first time you finally have something that takes off the spotlight off of you. And when you're in your 20s, your mid 20s, and you have a child, it's hard because you think everything is about you in your 20s as a young person. So when you're just experiencing life and just really stepping into developing your sense of self and figuring yourself out, you have to put that aside for that child. And that's really hard for a woman too, not even just the men. And it's hard to gauge that when you're just sleeping around with a girl, you're just having fun with her, you're just trying to get the sex. It's hard to gauge the things that you really need to pay attention to before the kid comes. And like for me, my son was born, I was 21. And when I was dating his mother, I'm not going to say it was entirely about the sex. However, I wasn't thinking like, man, are me and her going to be able to be a team if we did? It's like you don't think about the consequences of the sex when you're young and you're having sex a lot of the times. Because even when you're using protection, your protection can come off. There's been times where I had sex, the condom came off. Like it's not 100% foolproof just because you're using protection. Like anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. And a lot of times when you're messing with these girls and you're young, you're not even thinking about, man, is she going to really be able to co-parent with me? Are we going to be able to co-parent with each other? Is she going to be able to sacrifice her ego, her needs, her wants for the sake of this child? Am I? And when you become a baby daddy, like I've been the baby daddy 3 times. 3 times. Yeah, I'm married now. I got my daughter in my life and I'm here with her, but I've been the baby daddy 3 times, man. First time I was 21. And it's crazy because I'm the oldest out of 5 siblings. So my sister under me, she was thinking she was going to be the first to have a kid because she's, attractive, had a lot of homegirls, and a lot of times the stigma is like, oh, the girls are going to get caught up. And I think it really threw my family off when I was the first one to have the first kid. And I was 21, just got into the military. Me and my son's mother was dating probably about a couple years, few years, on and off. And you think about marriage after the fact, like, because at the time I was like, I'm in the military. I wanted her to be my wife, but at the same time, I'm going to the Navy. I'm still trying to figure out my career. What is this life going to be like? Is she going to be around if I go to the Navy? You're thinking all these different things. And she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I was just finishing my C school for the Navy. I was a Navy medic for the Marine Corps, and I was just finishing my FMF training with the Marines in Pendleton. And I remember his mother texted me like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant, like 5 or 6 months pregnant." I was like, "Okay, you know, we can make it work. I'm in the military. Let's try to be a family." But she didn't want that at the time because she was young, like in her early 20s, afraid. She already had a kid, and I wasn't even thinking when me and her was messing around and having fun. I wasn't thinking like, man, are we gonna even be able to co-parent? Is she gonna even want this? Because when you're having sex when you're young, you're only thinking about the body and its needs. You're only thinking about the flesh. You're only thinking about pleasure, that lust. You're not even using your right mind. That's why when I look at this culture, this sex culture, all these women with their ass out, titties out, and I'm guilty. I'm scrolling through Instagram. Sometimes I like to go on Instagram just to keep up with the news, keep up with the people. I don't have a lot of friends, so I'm just like, man, what's going on in the world? And I'm not gonna say I'm innocent. I'm browsing through pages. Everything is just ass and titties, and I'm just like, man, like everything is about sex, man. Like sex, 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 and coming from someone that's dealt with the consequences of it. And I love my kids, but being the baby daddy, it's a rough cross to bear, man. So being the baby daddy as a black man, and I used to hate that term, like baby daddy, baby mama. I used to always be like, no, that's my, that's my child's mother. That's my son's mother. That's my daughter's mother. But just for the sake of the conversation, like being the baby daddy, it sucks because even though you're paying money for your son or your daughter and you're contributing to them financially, if that connection or that relationship isn't there between you and that child's mother, and this everything, like if you're gonna lay up with a woman, like man, we need to just take this whole reality of sleeping with a woman more seriously. Because I didn't. I'm like, we're dating, we're in a relationship, we're having sex, big deal. It's just sex, big deal. It is a big deal. Like it's a huge deal. We need to be just as serious at not only screening ourselves, but also the women that we're sleeping with. Even before you sleep with them, just really thinking, like, am I willing to take on the consequences that can become of this if she did get pregnant? Dealing with the hormonal changes and all these different things. Is this even what I want? Is this even what I need right now in my life in my 20s? Because when you're the baby daddy, you could be contributing financially and giving money, all these different things. But when you're not there every day for that child, maybe for whatever reason, you can't be there every day or you try to be there's friction, whatever. That child relates to you different when you're not there every day, even though you're trying your best to be there. Maybe you're there every month, maybe you're there every other weekend, whatever. The kids relate. Human beings are really complex, man. They don't teach enough about the realities of human nature. We so caught up in wearing the uniform and making sure it looks good and it's flashy. We don't even look at what we're wearing. It's not enough education happening, man. Like these kids, how humans are wired, like you gotta be in these children's life like every day. Every day. It's not enough just to be the weekend dad. It's not enough just to be the every month dad. It's better than nothing, but and everybody's situation is different. So this is not me trying to broad stroke and say like everybody's, like this or everybody's like that. But when you're not there every day and you're like the baby daddy and you're just giving money, you're looked at like a bank account, man. The kids are just looking at you like an ATM, man. And a lot of times I believe in our this new nature that we have just from Jesus Christ dying for us. And I just feel like there's a new human on the scene because God is the creator of it. So I feel like this something, the ground is swelling. There's something different here. So I believe in people's heart. They do want to do the right thing. They do want to be there. We just get caught up in this flesh, man. But you're just looked at as the ATM, man. You're just a hey, dad, you got some money, and it's like if it's not about money, you don't hear from them. You don't hear from them. Hey, dad, I need some money for this. Hey, yes, man. Thank you, dad. I appreciate it. Hey, Christmas is coming up. Hey, it's like when you're the baby daddy, part of you be feeling like your kid's only happy on Christmas, right? On allowance days, on paydays. And people can argue like, well, yeah, I live with my parents every day, and I'm looking like I deal with that too. But no, it's different when you're the baby daddy, man. It's different, and you got to make sure that woman is mature enough. If you do have a kid with her, is she going to even educate that child on the importance of having a father? Because a lot of times, these girls who end up pregnant, not all of them, may not have a strong relationship with their dad. So what are they going to teach that kid? So that's the first thing I would say. Like if you're in your 20s and you messing around, cut that. Cut that. Like do the best you can, do whatever you're going to do. But if I was you, man, you need to make sure you're protected and you better make sure whoever you sleeping with and you risking having a child with, she even has an understanding of the value of having a father. I didn't, and for some of y'all, this is gonna feel like, well, that's common sense. Like, duh, it wasn't common sense for me. I can be transparent. I can be honest. I was foolish. A lot of people come on social media. They got everything right. They do everything right. I mean, I did everything wrong, man. And I'm just getting it right. And I'm 40. like mid 30s to late 30s. I'm just getting it right. And I'm not even fully there yet. I did everything wrong. And this is just me sharing with the world what I learned. Just, does she even have a concept of the value of a father? Before you guys even start having sex and you're just dating, ask her questions about her relationship with her father. Was he a good guy? What did you learn from that? Did he teach you the value of having a father? Do you understand the value of having a father? Do you love your father? You want to get all that knowledge. She's coming at you like, oh, yeah, he was a piece of shit. He wasn't really there. He doesn't really do that. I'm not saying you got to abandon the chick, but you need to think long and hard. If she don't have that modeling example of a father figure in her life, how is she going to pass that on to her children if she wants kids and you guys have children? And say, for example, you guys have conflict or you need to separate or something goes down. How can you trust she's going to pass that knowledge down to her kids if she don't even have an example of what a father figure is? So being a baby daddy, expect to feel like you an ATM. You're gonna feel like that. Even if your kids talk to you every now and then, check in on you every now and then, you're gonna feel like an ATM. You're gonna feel like an ATM, man. And that your kids only love you when you sending them money, man. You're gonna feel like that. Being a baby daddy is not cool. And it hurts you financially. It hurts you financially in the long term. And I'm not saying don't take care of your kids financially. Take care of your kids. I pay my child support. Pay my child support. And this is my first kid. And did everything I could to be there for my son. Even when I was in the military, coming back and forth from deployments from Iraq. I remember I came back from one deployment. It was his first birthday. Me and his mom got into an argument over something foolish. She put me out. I was just visiting. I was just on leave. I wasn't even staying in Detroit that long. She put me out and got robbed at gunpoint. Took all my pictures of my son for his first birthday. Took my wallet. Took everything. Don't even have those memories anymore. Thank God I got away with my life, but it just really hurt, man. Because I'm like, man, I wish I would have had those memories. But man, you need to think long and hard if you're sleeping around with women, because this is the sex culture. This is the sex culture, man. And you young men, you young black men, you need to really think long and hard about the consequences of having sex with women and what that can bring. You got to think about that. It changes women. You ever dealt with a woman where you didn't have sex with her and you guys were just like platonic friends and just acquaintances or good friends? There was no sex involved. You notice how different it is when you got a woman around and you're not fucking her compared to when you fucking her. It's different. It's different. You got to think about all of that. So that's my first son. He just turned 18. He just graduated high school, which I'm thankful of. I'm so thankful. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm so thankful. But we don't communicate as much as I would like. And sometimes I even think, like, as much effort as I put in, like, man, does he even have the concept of the value of having a dad? Like, does he even have that? Sometimes I be thinking that even when I be talking to him and lecturing him and spending time with him and paying for plane tickets and money, fisting out money. I was the godfather to his sister, whose father wasn't even involved, just doing work, just work. Still just felt like it's not enough because I'm the baby fucking daddy. So you're going to feel like you're not doing enough. It's not enough because kids do deserve to have their parents. They do deserve to have their mom and dad there. They deserve that. So that's my first son and my first child. And you would think I would have learned from that, right? Like, well, damn, Randy, you had a baby mama, baby daddy situation when you was in your 20s. Why would you put yourself in that situation again? Because I fooled myself into thinking that me finding love and building the family that I never had was more valuable than knowledge and doing the right thing. I was insecure and shit growing up in Detroit, growing up in a broken family, making excuses. I wasn't valuing myself enough because I didn't have my father there consistently growing up. So I didn't have a sense of like, man, I need to protect myself. I respect dudes that protect themselves. Like this generation of men that's growing up now, that's like, I'd rather just be childless in that peace. I so respect that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I've always wanted a legacy. I've always wanted to have children, but you want to have children the right way. And everybody's not for that baby daddy shit. And I respect it, especially when they recognize like these women ain't, they're not cut from the same cloth, man. And I'm not going to, I can't force her to be something she don't want to be. So I respect it. Why even deal with it? So I respect having some respect for yourself, some integrity. Like I'm not doing that. I've seen guys do that. I have friends, and a lot of these dudes that's opting out of having kids and being in the baby daddy, baby mama situation. You better believe they know at least one person that's in that shit, if not two, and they seen it and he was like, "Nah, I'm not dealing with that shit." I got two brothers under me. I'm the oldest, so they don't got no kids. My auntie, she be saying, "Yeah, I want your brother to find a wife and blah blah blah." But I be thinking like, man, he done seen my life. He's not fucking with it. So sometimes when you the baby daddy, you ruin shit for your siblings because they might look up to you if you're the oldest. They may look up to you if you're the leader in their mind. And if they're seeing you going through hell and you being dragged over a female, that shit can ruin their whole sense of hope for even having a woman. Because they're like, look how my brother was treated. He was treated like shit. Look how my dad was treated. So even just being a baby daddy, it sours people who look up to you their hope for wanting to have a family because they don't want to be like you. They don't want to be in your situation. Some of you guys may not understand that. You may not give a fuck. You just like, well, I got mines, whatever people do, that's their choices. That ain't on me. I'm just telling you the real. And I'm not necessarily blaming you because sometimes you got to learn and you don't know better. But everything we do, good or bad, has consequences. So my second child, me and my son's mother got married a little time after. I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm like, okay, let's get married. Let's have a family. It didn't work. It didn't work because I didn't vet these requirements and these qualities out ahead of time. So when you're trying to look for that after the fact, it's not. And everything is individual. So you do you, but it ain't it. It ain't it. So fast forward 4 or 5 years, I get out the military. Was tired of deploying to Iraq, deploying left and right, going here, going there, having to ask permission to go home, getting shit from my command, and just it was just a lot, man. Then the child support. Child support. There needs to be like a documentary on child support, man. I believe that for all intensive purposes, child support is necessary, even if the court wasn't involved. You should support your child. I agree with that. So I'm not at all mad about it because it's one of those reminders of if this is something you're not comfortable with, you should have made wiser choices. You should have made wiser choices and you should have prioritized your self respect and protected yourself and your finances and made wiser choices. So it's kind of like a double edged sword, just this whole conversation now. Anything with the government is if it just feels shady because it's the fucking government. It's majority white. These white folks are not thinking about what's in the best interest of black people financially. So that's a whole nother situation. However, just the theory and the spirit of supporting your child, that should be a no brainer. But depending on the woman you have in front of you and how she's cut, that child support can be a fucking nightmare, yo. It can be a nightmare, man. So fast forward like 4 or 5 years later, I meet my daughter's mother, thinking I'm gonna have a family, like I'm gonna do it right. Once you're the baby daddy the first time, and that situation with that woman is just not there, it's just not gonna work. You guys grow apart. In your mind, you feel like, you want to get like a redo. You're like, man, I was young. I didn't really make the right decisions. I want to get, and it depends on who the person is and who the dude is. Because dudes who really think smarter than me, you guys are smarter than me. But there might be some guys out there that may be struggling and who may not have this knowledge. So I'm speaking to them. You might feel like, man, I can do it right again. I can do better next time. And you don't go into the situation looking to make kids, but you're just telling yourself, like, I can find a healthier relationship. I can find a healthy person. But again, you're still young. This was like my mid 20s. I was 21 when my son was born. When I say I was like 26 when my daughter was born. So this is a totally different woman, like different girl. She's young, daddy issues, mommy issues, dumb, just like ignorant. I was so ignorant. And that's why looking back at this, I'm just like, man, it's so important for fathers and even mothers. Because sometimes when you get game on the nature of women and what to pay attention to, what to look out for, what not to tolerate, how to even set boundaries with women. Because when you don't have a mother in your life to teach you about women and the need for setting boundaries with women and really standing firm, and even a father to back that up, you just you get so lackadaisical with chicks. You let them get away with too much shit, man. You let them get away with too much shit. The female culture, it's just, man, that shit. Y'all ever studied that shit and just look at how women just, they some powerful motherfuckers, man, in the United States. They know they got the courts. They know they can call the police on your motherfucking ass at the drop of a dime, have you arrested. They're female, so they know a lot of dudes aren't going to knock them the fuck out if they say something sideways, because not every man is an abusive dude. So they'll test you. They'll say smart shit. You ever just study women nature? They got like a whole fucking reality, like a fucking multiverse. That just, you ever see how they move, man? They can be some cocky motherfuckers. Just they get away with so much shit. And then in their mind, we're doing this for the spirit of the female culture. You men don't treat women right. And that shit just makes their fucking ego, that shit. It's like you can't stop them, man. You can't stop them. And it's really always been like that. In my opinion, it should always been like that. And I love strong, independent women. So I'm not saying a female needs to be weak, but everything got a light and a dark side. Everything. Women are no exception. Fuck, even animals have a light and a dark side. And if you really observe women and pay attention to women, they be moving like they're fucking boundaryless. Motherfucker, this is me. And they be saying I'm white and I say so, nigga. I'm a female and I say so, nigga. They just, that's just like a whole nother video, man. So as a man, you got to learn how to set boundaries with a fucking female. Cause some guys that get so caught up in the pussy and like, oh, she look good and all this bullshit. And you just, niggas be afraid to set a fucking boundary with a broad. Like, man, I don't want to say shit because then she gonna fucking go off and all that. Fuck all that. If you ain't never been told, motherfucker, if you a young black man, it's okay. And boundaries ain't you gotta put hands on nobody. Boundaries ain't you gotta smack the motherfucker. Boundaries ain't you gotta raise your voice. Any of that shit. Boundaries just like be able to say no to a chick. Nah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'm attracted, and you can still be attracted to her. Like, nah, yeah, I'm attracted, yeah, but I don't want to have sex right now. I appreciate you. You attractive, you cool. I want to have sex. And one thing I noticed about some chicks, they'll try to clown you. If she clowning you because you protecting yourself and you do the right thing, that broad ain't for you, bro. Just like you got dudes and girls that tell you, you got men out here that ain't shit. You got females out here that ain't shit. Ain't about shit. And you got females that are dope and that are doing the right thing. And you got men out here that are dope and doing the right thing. But sometimes I feel like in the black, especially in the black male culture, because a lot of us we grew up with single mothers. I grew up with single mothers, even my grandma. So we tend to put women like on a pedestal, and we'll attack each other as brothers And the chick know she ain't fucking right. And you'll have niggas that fight you and threaten to kill you, setting a boundary with a chick. So it's just some shit with women. Just that shit need to be studied, man. And it's not all women, but they know who the fuck I'm talking about. And I'm from Detroit, so I know you. And like you gotta, as a man, you gotta be able to, especially a young man, you set a boundary with her because you're protecting yourself. No, I want to have sex right now. I'm just looking for a friendship, just to kind of hang out, get to know you. And she like, oh, you don't want to have sex? You gay? Oh, you don't fuck with her. Don't fuck with her. She can think whatever the fuck she want to think. You define who you are as a man. Because sometimes women that say shit and you feel like you got to prove her wrong. You got to get her back. You ain't got to prove shit to that female, man. You got to prove shit to her, man. Because a chick that really is down for you, they got morals, principles, ethics, that's just doing the right thing in God's eyes, she gonna respect you. Like, damn, he don't want to make me, he ain't in a rush to make me a baby mama. Have me all fucked up. Damn. If she looking at that shit opposite, man, she looking at you like a lick, man. She looking at you like a fucking lick, man. So we need to teach our young men just even how to set boundaries with a female. Niggas ain't doing that shit enough. And it's so sad because it's to the point now where they're like, nigga, I don't gotta listen to you. I'll go to fucking Jack. You know, I'll go to David, Dominique. He gonna let me. That's why a lot of times these bras be moving like they be moving, man, because they know we so divided and we so fucked up as men. So they're like, if you don't do it, this other dude gonna do it. I be paying attention to that shit, man. So yeah, man, I met my daughter's mother. This is when I got out the military. She's Mexican. And at the time, it was like, shit, Mexican women were like my top three choice of women. Now, nigga, they be lucky if they even make the fucking list, man. Just with shit I've learned about the culture. I was so blind, man. Like I said, when you're young, you don't even be thinking about, damn, or our cultures even going to complement each other, how they feel about black people. I wasn't asking myself the right fucking question. I'm just like, damn, she's Hispanic, Latina, spicy Latina, all that sucker shit. And she was dope. South Central Los Angeles, South Central LA. So always go to South Central a lot. I'm at Tams and shit. You know, we hanging out, you know. Family was dope. It's just when you're dealing with like Mexicans in the hood, especially LA, they like niggas. It's just they not. But a lot of them they think like niggas. And when I say niggas, I mean like the black community, the part of the black community that's boundaryless. I do what I want because I fucking can type of shit. So I just, mm, I wasn't feeling that. But she got pregnant, you know? And I'm like, damn, like, I think this was like the first time we had fucking sex, man. Like, and the sex it wasn't like, shit was like all that. You know what I'm saying? Because we were mostly like homies, like playing a video game and shit. You know, it wasn't like no intimacy or nothing like that. So got myself in a situation again. I was so depressed from that second pregnancy. The first one, I was a little bit more happier because I was thinking me and my son's mother were going to be married. Like I thought we was going to live together forever. In Detroit, you kind of grow up back in the 90s and early 2000s. You kind of have this illusion like chicks who you really connect with in like high school, senior year. You're thinking like, you know, you're on that beta mind shit. Like, oh yeah, we're going to be married 40, 50 years. Because that's how a lot of niggas was doing it. Like I got friends that still with their high school sweethearts till this fucking day, you know. So it's not nothing. You're not a sucker for wanting to have love in your life. First off, you're not a fucking sucker for that. Would you rather do fuck your hand your whole life? So it's nothing wrong for you having aspirations of that. It's just you gotta be strategic and you gotta move wisely. And you can't compare yourself to everybody else's situation. Yeah, you may have homies and him and his girl been together since fucking high school. Right. That's the thing that get the black community. We're like, damn, I got my homie, you know, shit, him and his girl been together since fucking middle school, you know? And you be thinking, well, that's for him. So you be thinking it's for you. How this world is set up was for other fucking people, ain't for you. This shit's so individual. Sometimes it's like it's a joke, even looking at social media, because everything ain't for fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fall into that lie and shit. Like, oh, they got it, so I'm gonna get it. Shit, they got it on, I'm gonna get it. That's not how it fucking work in this world, man. That's not how it works. So yeah, man, she got pregnant, and I was just like beating myself up, man. I was so depressed, man. I lost so much weight. I had friends that was in Hawaii with me before I met her and had my daughter. They was just like, damn, Randy, you look like a totally different person, man. I was a baby daddy times two now. So after my daughter got older, and women, they slick in that they don't treat the baby daddies with the same respect as they treat the baby mamas. You see how Cardi B, she got all these fucking kids, man. All these different niggas got babies, all this shit. Yeah, and she rich, I get that. And I love Cardi B personality. She's dope. But you see how she can just go from any man that she want, and ain't no female slandering her. Like, damn, bitch, you got all these fucking kids. Leave these single men alone. Let them have a fresh start. Damn, you got baby mama. Yeah. You'll never hear that shit from these girls, man. You're like, oh, go ahead, girl. Yeah, I see you, girl. Go ahead, girl. You see how fucking the double standards, man. Let you have one fucking kid as a dude, man. You be lucky that chick even fucking, especially if she's like a bad bitch, man. You be lucky that motherfucker look at you and you got a kid and she ain't got no kids. The respect changed. So I had to adjust to just, it's just a lot, bro. This shit, it's a thankless job, man, when you the baby daddy, man. And don't go back out into the dating scene, man. It's like you got the mark of Cain damn near put on your forehead, man. Like it's just it's you're gonna get crucified, man. You're gonna have some girls that's gonna fuck with you. And one thing about kids and being the baby daddy that helps you is it really helps you to filter out women who are worth your time or not. Like even as a homie, like because if she like criticizing you and she treating you differently, she ghosting you, she ain't really. And a woman can you can just not be a woman type if you have kids, and she can still be respectful. Like, nah, I'm not really looking for nobody with kids, and that's cool. Like I respect that. But if you noticing she like hollering at you, but she kind of being kind of funny and all of that shit, you don't want to really deal with that. You don't really deal with that because anybody can just communicate and just be honest. And I understand some situations is difficult for some girls because they're probably like, damn, he's a dope ass dude. This motherfucker got these baby mamas. So I get not every situation is the same, but if you feel like you kind of being strong along and shit, your kids in some ways kind of help you weed out the bullshit when you're dealing with women. Don't nothing highlight the nature of a female more than a man who got kids, than a kid in general. So it does work for you. Like you'll see shit that you won't see when you don't have kids. So, cause I remember when my daughter I was telling my this on my homegirl, this chick I used to mess with. I was like, yeah, man, I'm about to have this the little girl, and she was like clowning me. She was like, oh yeah, you about to have a kid, and do you know that bitch got pregnant? Not even a year later, nigga. I'm just like these bitches, man. So that's two times baby daddy. And I was there for my kids. I was paying child support. I was showing up. I was depressed, man. At that time, I was in college. I was just getting out the military, going to community college, trying to figure out what the fuck I was going to do with my life, man. I was in San Diego. As soon as she had that kid, like everything changed. Like I'm telling you, like kids really activate a female, man. That's why I'm telling you, like it's some shit you just not gonna know about a girl until after she have a kid. It's gonna be shit that you are gonna know, but you just gotta be satisfied with what the fuck you know before that kid come. Don't go out making babies so you can learn more and shit. Just like pay attention to what you're shown because you'll get little cues about their character and their values around motherhood, around fatherhood, just from communicating. You may not have all the fucking answers, but you'll get an idea and you gotta go with that. You gotta go with that. So now I'm married. I was fucked up financially, man. Paying all this money in fucking child support. because they're going to get you for child support. In some ways, I'd be thinking like it's so easy for like women to take black men to court for child support. I rarely hear cases of like brothers who got kids with women and they don't take them for child support. It almost feel like if you like a black dude, don't be a nigga like where you from the hood and you just some people can just tell like you're not a fucking square, but like you just such an easy target to take the child support. I noticed that. Like, don't be a nigga from the hood, man. Like, even if you're doing the right thing, you in college, you know, you might be a nigga from the hood, but you in engineering school. Just be a nigga from the hood, bro. Even if you're not from the hood, it's so easy for chicks to take niggas to court for child support. You'll be the rare case if you black and you can get any race pregnant. You a rare fucking case if she don't take you to court for child support. Even if you paying her. I was paying my daughter's mother. I was paying my son's mother. Before my son was born, shit, she had a kid. And her fucking baby daddy wasn't doing shit. So I gave her my little paychecks from the grocery store and shit. I was helping my fucking paying my damn daughter's mother before she was born. Still wanted child support. I was just like, damn, it is what it is. Because in my mind, I was like, I just want my kids to be straight. So that's the least I can do is support them. For me, it wasn't like I didn't really struggle with it. I was like, well, damn, okay, at least it's recorded and I can go to sleep at night knowing I took care of my fucking kids financially. And I'm going to do my best to show up for them because I love my kids sincerely. So this isn't coming from a spirit of like, damn, I wish I had my fucking kids. No, I love my kids. Like it made such a big difference for me and such a big impact on my life just even just seeing them grow and mature it just really was a beautiful thing for me. So I'm thankful for my kids. But everything we do, good or bad, has consequences. So it was holding me back financially. No savings, no opportunities to invest in real estate, no time to really think about credit. And I probably could have did things and made shit happen, but you're dealing with so much insecurities of being a fucking baby daddy. You're dealing with insecurities of how you're related to in the world socially now because you got these fucking kids and you ain't married. So it just puts like a stigma on you and that shit can fuck you up psychologically where it hurts your money, it hurts your potential. It really does. Just giving you the real, man. 2 times baby daddy. So fast forward, got my degree, my master's degree. I just kept pushing it. I'm like, man, let me fucking be something so I can provide better for my kids and just better for myself. And got my master's degree, went into therapy, went into counseling. I was like, man, I'm gonna go out into the community and be the best therapist that ever was, man, to teach people what to prepare for, what to look out for. And then that's when I met my wife shortly after that. And yeah, man, being here for my daughter, she's 2, every day, I'm seeing the differences in a father that's there every day for their kids compared to the weekend dad, the monthly dad. And if you can help yourself, man, take your time and wait. Take your time and wait, bro. And be the father that's there for your kids every day because you have a woman that you can be with every day and she wants to be with you every day. Take your time and wait, man. If you get anything from this fucking video, wait. Protect yourself, love yourself. Even if you are the baby daddy or you've been in that situation, don't count yourself out. So now being a father, it's the father that's there like every day. It's just a totally different world, man. It's a totally different world being a father that's there every day for your kid. Like it's a different world because they appreciate you more and they value more because they see you every day. So the connection and the bond is different and they relate to you differently. It's not about money. It's not about contingencies and conditions. And there's no division where they're like, oh, I'd rather be with mommy over you and all of that. They just genuinely love you and authentically want to be there when you're there every day for your kids. So that's being the father. And you're still a father, even if you're a baby daddy. But this is just like being the father that's there every day versus being a baby daddy, being the father is the best option, man. Because when you're the baby daddy, you're just the ATM, you're just a paycheck, you're just the, oh, I got to do this because you're my dad, but I don't really, you know, I'm not really bonded with you like that because you're not there. So I had the opportunity to see both sides of being the father that's there every day and being the one that's like the weekend dad, the one that's like the monthly dad. And yeah, man, take from this, man. Just take your time, protect yourself, love yourself, do the right thing. And even if you make a mistake, even if you fall short, still show up for your kids. But if you guys haven't had any kids, just do the right thing, protect yourself, love yourself, give yourself an opportunity to learn that woman, know who that woman is, her relationship to her father, her value of fatherhood before you rush into a situation that can cost you everything. So being the father versus being the baby daddy, man.